Hello everybody! Welcome back to the NICC eSports stream. I'm Mr. Antenna and
I'm Mr. Bones.
We are back on Overwatch broadcasting. We're hoping to see something better than what happened last week. And I think they've improved.
Yep.
Since last week.
Especially since last season too.
Oh yeah, definitely since last season.
Wario eliminated. Wario gets a kill. Elimination for that waffle.
DatWaffle's
DatWaffle is on a roll. Look at those scores. Elimination for D-Man Gamer. Elimination for Wario.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting that NICC's picked out this team composition for. I think the Ramatra pick nowadays is kind of interesting, especially with the Mauga in the room, and the fact that Hawkeye
that
here.
Waffle is on a roll. Look at the
Waffle got a double
kills.
here, really cleaning it up from the practice games before this. Vendetta forces off high ground here, so that's pretty important. The Winston's gonna look for that pick on the Mercy here, and it's just gonna keep going for it, actually. Looks like DatWaffle's gonna go for this Vendetta here. Vendetta is going to escape, but gets picked off by Ramatra.
Ramatra kill. Kiriko activate her ult.
Swap the Junker Queen here is actually pretty strong here, I think, because just trying to pull NICC out of position could mess up stuff. Ooh!
Cassie activated his ult.
And the Jetpack Cat with the Castle is, I think, pretty important for that too, because that allows to secure on the kill there. And it looks like Hawkeye eSports manages to take the point back.
Wario going in for the kill.
NICC is kind of going to get stuck at this stalemate until some ults go out here. Both ult economies are looking pretty empty, so I think this is going to have a pretty strong pick here. Or if anybody gets a pick here, it'll be pretty strong. The Junker Queen swap appears to have been working actually during the last team fight. Oh god. And it looks like the Ramatra is in currently.
Ramatra scoring kills on the board.
Looks like Cassidy and the cat are left. The cat gets picked off.
Cassidy going in for the kill.
Cassidy gets picked off here, and NICC takes the point back.
Very close to winning. And that is 1 point for Northeast Iowa. Strong start to the match.
I would have to agree. They've been doing an excellent job compared to last week. I think the improvement has really gone a long way compared to last week's games. NICC's really following up on their kills here, and is really just trying to force down a hard time on their opponents. I think the inclusion of Jetpack Cat in this game is pretty interesting too. I don't think we were allowed to use Jetpack Cat last week.
I believe he was banned, or he was not allowed due to being a new hero.
New hero, yep. And so NICC is taking advantage of a new hero too. Both team comps actually. And it looks like King Shalor is actually going to be Domina here.
What I seen, Domina's tank already.
Definitely. She has the ability to put up a shield that in total has a bunch of health, more than we've seen in a really long time.
Especially considering it has to be broken down in fragments. Makes her quite the tank.
Absolutely. And it makes it very difficult to try and push into the Domina. NICC is keeping Hawkeye eSports on the back foot here.
NICC takes the lead. Wario going for the kill.
DatWaffle manages to pick it up when the escape happens, though. I think Wario is doing a great job of making sure that DatWaffle has the ability to go for those kills. The Domino shield we actually get to see the power of right here. The Ramatra is forced to go into the Domino shield and abandon a little bit of the healing.
Domino eliminated.
DatWaffle actually shredded Domino there.
Quite the impressive play.
I think Reaper right now is actually pretty nice, in a pretty nice spot. And it looks like Hawkeye eSports managed to take the point back. So what do you think, any new strategies that they're going to employ in this game?
From the matches I've played, the biggest thing is just communication. I would say that's the most important part of these games, being able to tell where the other players, where you are, how much healing you need. Being able to communicate that all is most important. Wario going after Domino. Wario activating his ult. Wario eliminated.
Wario really just trying to go in for that kill there, and it looks like Hawkeye is going to pull back on this objective. The Wario ult is going to be pretty big, but DatWaffle is in there and very much contesting these supports, which is a pretty decent deal if NICC can clean up on it.
Especially by himself.
And the cast isn't able to get there in time to finish DatWaffle off. And DatWaffle has ult here, so that could be huge, but so does most of Hawkeye here. And it looks like Hawkeye is going to go straight on into the point. And NICC is just going to give it here just to get that pressure going. Looks like the Ramatra's coming down to contest. Ramatra ult goes out.
Domino barely makes it out.
I think we got to see, yeah, Domino's ult there, which puts a shield around your opponent. Toodle's getting caught out in the front. Pretty big deal here because NICC is just going to take that window to try and regain some ground. The Waffle is going to get in the back line too, but is just going to get grabbed there, and NICC's attack
attempting to contest.
Gets grabbed on that fly out. The stun on Ramatra there actually is a lifesaver.
NICC is close to taking back the point.
Ice Phoenix coming in with double kill on Genji.
And Ramatra's out.
Well, hello, you. In my world, there are no secrets.
Looks like NICC is going to try and switch up the game plan here for Wario. The Waffle is going to try and contest just for the overtime.
What do you think the odds are for NICC taking the point back?
If NICC manages to get a support pick here, it would be pretty big, but otherwise, I think NICC is going to have a better time next round. As we get to see the point get taken over by Hawkeye eSports.
Hawkeye and NICC tied for 1 point.
It's been a great back and forth. I think both teams have shown some really exceptional like team play power.
Especially with the progress made on NICC's part.
Definitely. I think DatWaffle actually has been doing a great job of targeting those supports, which is a rather big difference here. We can see that Hawkeye might have quite a few kills here, but NICC is doing a good job of keeping their numbers up and consistent across the board.
Not to mention, DatWaffle doing his job lets Ramacho, who is now Sigma, do his job of supporting his team better.
I think the Sigma swap, I heard them talking about this a little bit. The Sigma swap is something they pre-planned. I'm looking forward to seeing the Sigma gameplay.
It looks like Sombra has now switched to Bastion. And Mercy's now switched to Kiriko.
Wario's almost going to get picked off here in the back line here. Wario's not even going to care about the shield that Zarya is giving up, and is going to be forced back because of it.
Looks like no one's taken the point yet. Makes this round rather intense.
Wario's going to be stuck on this high ground, trying to take on almost a full charge Zarya.
And NICC has taken control of the point.
DatWaffle is going to get picked off, trying to go for those support kills with not enough reinforcement. Wario get damage going out, but this Genji's going to force back Wario. Wario immediately retargets after seeing the Zarya shield, noticing the problems in the past.
Wario has taken out King Sheldor.
Wario is actually on a roll. He got a double kill there. I think I think the Bastion swap will make a strong difference here.
When played right, a Bastion is deadly.
100%.
Oh, and Bastion has his ult ready.
Hey, depending on the first thing, or I think Bastion's utility options are pretty good, especially with the abilities. Sometimes I like to get the other ability than what Wario got, just to use right in front of the enemy. It can make you really hard barrier to get through. Looks like Wario's gonna contest his high ground, and he's gonna get forced down because of Genji moving in. Genji's deflect going out.
Bastion isn't going down without a fight.
ShadowStep sees this and is immediately in to try and save. It looks like that Bastion ult is gonna happen. Wario's gonna try and force his way back onto the point here. Very long contest here by D-Man Gamer.
And Hawkeye takes control of the point.
Yep, I think it's only one more team fight away from NICC winning this. But NICC has been having a hard time closing out team fights that they start. Both teams are looking at least a decent amount of ult charge on more than half their team. NICC has to build up ult just a little bit more before they can get their ults in though.
Look, Mizuki and Cassidy are almost done with their charges, and Hawkeye has all of their charges ready. Except for Sojourn.
I think it's important to note here that Hawkeye is farming for Zarya charge. And NICC is feeding into the Zarya very consistently across the board, I've seen. DatWaffle actually switched off a Reaper, which I think is going to make a substantial difference here.
Bastion has now switched on to Symmetra. And NICC takes back control of the point.
Oh, we get to see a McCree ult.
And look at those scores.
The Kitsune could be pretty important here, especially for maintaining NICC. Zarya did pop ult here, and it's just the Sojourn ult. Sojourn's forced to ult into NICC's whole team and gets eaten alive by the Sigma.
And with that, we conclude our first round.
And we're gonna cut after we get to see who the MVP is. I think both sides did excellent there.
We saw some really strong plays from both players. And Wario, as Emra, has one play of the game.
This was a really good spot for the ult here. And notably, Emra's ult can get very difficult to deal with. Anyway, we're gonna cut until the next round. welcome back to NICC eSports broadcast.
Do you want to tell us who our banned heroes are currently?
Between both teams, Emery got banned and Domina got banned. I'm not very surprised about the Domina ban. I've heard Domina can be an absolute menace, and she was really good at controlling the game.
And I'm not too surprised about the Emery ban either, considering he got play of the game last round.
Yes, absolutely. Wario has been practicing as Emery, and it's rather disgusting, actually. Like, he's really good at Emery, but...
And I'm excited to see what he does as Wario, considering Ash is his highest character.
I think the damage boost from the Mercy here is pretty fun. Just trying to take advantage of the fact that you're always at the spawn doors.
And we are starting off strong. NICC rushing into battle, Hawkeye trying their best to defend.
D-Man Gamer is actually stuck on this corner. I think there's a really thing to note in King's Row here, that this corner is always the hardest corner for both teams to get into. The corner is actually really good cover for both teams too. The cover allows both teams to play around an indestructible wall.
And look at that kill with Wario.
Wario getting a pick on the Reaper here is actually pretty big. I think that's a really nice thing, and it looks like D-Man Gamer is actually going to go in and try and force the Orisa to try and spend more resources. Orisa will be put back to full because of the Kiriko, but the Rock is going to hit the Orisa, and no gold form to protect that. The Orisa is forced in the back room, and it looks like NICC is going to take the first point. I called it too soon. Hawkeye rolls back in with their whole team, and it looks like D-Man Gamer is antied and on the objective alone now. Looks like Wario's still getting kills, and oh.
And unfortunately, Sigma has been eliminated.
NICC forced to retreat, but I think that's pretty good progress. 2 points.
They don't have much longer before they get the objective.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see where they take this.
Absolutely.
Considering the plays I had last round, I have pretty high hopes for how NICC will play this.
And I think Hawkeye's been doing great too.
That is true. Hawkeye has shown incredible skill this match. We have Sigma fighting against Orisa. Is Orisa currently in gold form?
Yes, that was, I think, gold form used. NICC actually popped alt. Kiriko alt, or not Kiriko alt. Mizuki's alt, I'm so sorry. And NICC is going to be forced back to the spawn doors, just to try it again. NICC is making a pretty interesting play here. The tank is still walking out of spawn. This Ashe is trying to put on pressure. D-Man Gamer manages to get back in the front, and it's important to note now that the ult charge right now is pretty big. Yep, and exactly what I thought was about to happen happens, where NICC is going to try and force their way in using ults.
And quite the play by the enemy team's Reaper.
Yeah, their Reaper has been doing immense pressure here to D-Man Gamer. Wario and DatWaffle kind of have to focus their resources on either the supports or that Reaper right now. The amount of damage that Reaper is doing is quite large.
It looks like Ashe has switched to Sombra. How do you think that's going to benefit them?
I think the ability to shut down abilities and to be a nuisance is going to be pretty big, especially since NICC's been struggling to get into that back line. And as we can see here, it appears to be working as NICC manages to pick off the Sojourn and the Ana, as pretty much no pressure has been put on NICC's team.
And it's especially important considering NICC is not far off from getting the objective.
It's actually pretty big here that the Orisa gets hacked, because the ult Orisa had, she wasn't able to go in for it comfortably, right? And that would force off the point.
Well, NICC has succeeded in getting objective. Excuse me. I'm excited to see where they take this, especially considering their Reaper has been putting immense pressure on them.
I think DatWaffle has actually been doing a great job of returning the fire here. We just saw him clean up 2 kills off of a Sombra interaction. And it looks like NICC is going to try and take advantage of this Reaper to about its fullest extent, with the Orisa going into the shield path.
Both Reapers on each team have shown immense skill.
I definitely believe so. I think both teams have the ability to shred the other team, and it's just more about trying to get the best possible positioning. Right? We've seen quite a bit about positioning. DatWaffle was able to exploit Hawkeye's positioning before, because on the high ground there wasn't anybody who was able to get up to the supports. Ooh, and it looks like DatWaffle is going to go for something here, and the sleep is going to miss, but DatWaffle is going to retreat, which I think is a pretty smart thing to do. I think the retreat here is actually pretty big,
Yep.
because
It's better
all
to
of
be
their
back.
team.
It's better to be back with your team so they can support you rather than going out solo.
Absolutely. I think Hawkeye peeled like 4 people to get that to him, and they didn't even get the kill. Oh my god, and it looks
and-
like he's trying to make up for the redemption for that last Reaper ult. He doesn't manage to pick up anyone, but the pressure he just provided forcing
them to push back is huge for NICC.
Oh yeah. And it looks like NICC is going to continue to go for this. The Reaper is in, and he's gonna go for more.
Good
The
lord,
Ana.
these Reaper plays are impressive.
I think Reaper's in a good spot right now, but I do believe it's quite a bit of damage. NICC gets it almost to the end point there.
Sombra has her ultimate ready. I'm excited to see how she plays this out.
My ultimate is ready.
So, yeah, we just heard Wario say that the ultimate is ready. I think that's queuing up for NICC to try and make a play here on this objective. There is somebody next. There is always going to be someone next to the point with the Sombra around, right? You don't want to see 9 again. And it looks like a Ramatra swap too. I didn't even realize that last fight. Looks like Dr. Wario is going to go in for this. And the hack goes in right as the Ramatra goes big. Ramatra also gets the oh my god. And it's the Reaper. I don't know where the gamer is looking, but Toodle is left. Can Toodle touch? It is technically a team kill within a second.
NICC has achieved their second point. Looks like it's going to be smooth sailing from here.
Definitely. I think that Sombra ultimate
Oh yeah,
the Ramatra wasn't able to use his block, and he needed it the most.
Hack complete.
now you know why Sombra gets banned so often in competitive.
It's also basically a surveillance camera wherever you need it.
I don't think had it been for that Sombra
Uh-oh.
ult, that
Uh-oh.
had it not been for that Sombra ult, NICC would have not made progress.
That's a very risky play by DatWaffle, knowing how strong the Reaper is. That's a Reaper on Reaper action there.
Lots of tension going on between the two teams.
Able to do very much. I think this is a very important thing to do. To note, Sigma actually is almost back into the ult, so I think they're gonna try and force it. Yep, immediate.
Yep.
And it looks like the Reaper is gonna get a free pass on it, but the enemy.
Not quite. No kills. Oh.
Wario is going to be the only DPS left with DatWaffle dead, and Toodle is also dead. Wario and
Sigma taken
ShadowStep.
out as well.
Yep. Wario and ShadowStep were the only ones left, and it looks like ShadowStep off at the end there.
So now we're left with. Where are we left with? Now we have. Oh, everyone looks like everyone's back in the game. We have 30 seconds left until the end of the match.
King Shalor actually swapped to Sigma here, try and counteract the Sigma. Oh, pretty interesting thing. It appears that Wario is trying to simulate the sound of a Sombra teleport to say, "Oh, I've escaped," and manages to get in and hack the pretty important pack here. Looks like Toodle manages to get picked off, and the Kiriko is actually going to be forced to use TP. And it looks like Wario is actually going to get a pick here on the enemy Reaper, which is pretty big. Wario is going to get grabbed by the gravity, and it looks like NICC is going to be left with one person on point. The Reaper ult gets 2. Pretty big. Sigma's pretty much the only one left here. And it looks like the enemy Reaper is just getting back with the same move! The same move! Ice Phoenix managing to pick up 3 and clearing the point, which is pretty big.
Quite the close call.
Definitely. It's not the worst push at all for NICC. I think
Nope.
that getting the point to the 3rd objective is still a pretty good strength. All they have to do is absolutely stop. There will be no rebound if it
Right.
gets to that point.
As long as they can make it. As long as they can push back as much as they can on the enemy team, NICC should be good from here.
Absolutely. And I think this first point is actually going to be a pretty important turning point. As we were talking about before, the first point has this corner that everyone sits on, and that corner is going to be a huge deal for trying to get around the enemies here. It seems like both teams are kind of going for a more default-ish based on their previous picks. So Ice Phoenix going back into the Reaper gameplay, forcing into the enemy team as a Reaper is a lot more punishing than a defensive Reaper, right?
We have enemy teams with Wario from Sombra to Symmetra, and Toadley switching from Moira to Bridget. How do you think this is going to affect the gameplay?
You know, honestly, I think NICC is kind of self-aware that this corner is going to be a very big point contention, and the brig is actually kind of huge here because of how far in that.
That self-awareness is key in defending.
DatWaffle also is notably not playing Reaper this round, which after the Reaper plays we saw, it's pretty big.
Do you think it's going to benefit them more, not being Reaper this round?
I don't know, but this first objective is very difficult for a defensive hold if you don't have a ranged person. And this cast appears to be the attempt at stopping them. Wario is going to be forced off the high ground, but will shred the Winston's shield. Winston's actually just going to play around this high ground and force down some damage, and the Kiriko's going to sit in safety here. Ice Phoenix is going to stop NICC from peeking their heads out. And it looks like NICC is going to be forced onto the point. The Winston is notably caught flanking around the back, which is a pretty big deal. The brig actually is pretty important here too, because that shield is not going to stop the swinging. The brig does manage to get picked off, and NICC is going to get wiped from the point.
With Hawkeye taking the lead for the objective.
That was some excellent Winston gameplay, I believe. That Winston was constantly a problem. His to just put on just enough pressure that NICC wasn't able to pay attention to the full battle.
And now with Hawkeye having 1 point, it puts more pressure on NICC to defend with all their might. 1 more point and they tie. They win. My bad.
Yes. It's going to be a pretty big struggle here, as NICC is going to take anything they can possibly do to stop the Doomfist heading this comp. I think King Shalor has shown us 3 different guys, and it looks like they're going to go on a rampage here, actually getting a quadra kill. King Shalor is actually going to walk out alive after getting a almost 5k stolen by Ice Phoenix. Ooh.
It looks like Ice Phoenix has switched back from Widowmaker to Reaper. It's hard not to see why after the plays they're making this round.
King Shalor is kind of self-aware here that the Sombra was immediately going to come out afterwards. 100% understandable. It's kind of hard with the Doomfist. You just need to make sure that you know where the Sombra's at, which is going to be the biggest deal here for him moving forward. NICC is actually holding behind second objective, which might not help them a lot, but King Shalor is going to get a double for hedging NICC for trying to move up. ShadowStep left with flying Mercy. Oh, he's going to go for it.
And NICC better be careful as Doomfist has his ultimate ready.
That was disgusting. That was great, but like, a hack.
Well, Sombra's activated her ultimate. Doomfist has been hacked.
That was Sombra's hack ability actually. Not the ultimate.
Not ultimate.
Wario does not have ult.
Yeah. But halfway there.
Yes, absolutely halfway there. The Doomfist has the escape tool right now, so it is incentivizing King Shalor to look for anything he possibly can, and the point is already here. So NICC is gonna, oh my god, NICC is not gonna get any value out of the McCree ult, and it looks like the Doomfist is just gonna force as much pressure here as possible, getting another kill here, and is gonna try and go for Wario here. Vengeance for the hack earlier.
Doomfist is showing no mercy this round.
And NICC is not going to manage to step on the point once again. This is definitely a Doomfist play though.
Oh yeah.
100% a Doomfist play.
Yep.
We didn't get to see it quite in the camera, but now we're about to see it. I'm looking forward to this, because this was the quad. Yep. We've been seeing this happen time and time again. Doomfist is really strong right now, actually.
Taking advantage of that high point allows him to maneuver more.
Just walking through that area just really allowed him to get that bonus on that Bastion, right?
Taking out Bastion's a huge deal.
Welcome back, everybody. NICC is attacking first.
We're currently on map Route 66.
Route 66. Character bans go Ramatra and Anna. Hawkeye bans Ramatra. Obviously, D-Man Gamer did a really good job last round, very imposing Ramatra. And the Anna from NICC is makes a lot of sense, right?
I have high hopes for NICC this round, considering they were able to play Reaper on Route 66. Reaper on Route 66 could be quite deadly.
Yes, absolutely. I think another thing to note here is that the Doomfist didn't get banned, and there is a massive cliff right there. So, a very dangerous game that NICC is playing just for this force portion. Looks like Ice Phoenix is gonna wait for D-Man Gamer to move up. I think D-Man's kind of aware of the situation, right? He's gonna get hit with a Reaper in the back here shortly. Or no, the Reaper is not even. Yep, the Waffle is going to force their Reaper to retreat, and their Doomfist is also going to. So I was kind of wondering why we banned Ana for the most part, and then I remember, or I just watched it happen in real time. The Ana was single-handedly the reason why the Doomfist was being kept alive so well. So, oof, group of damage there to a bunch of people. King Shalor is constantly in the content here. NICC is kind of stuck in this weird position where 3 of them can't move up. Ooh.
And being immobile with a Doomfist on your team is a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely. DatWaffle is actually going to get forced out by their team, but there's a lot of resources that they actually just committed to it. Doomfist is going to go in.
Yep.
I think that's a huge Doomfist jump because it almost gets another pick, and the Mercy is there to help.
Especially from high above, too. Oh, Doomfist has his ultimate ready.
Doomfist gets his one freebie out right now, and I think DatWaffle is his kind of point. DatWaffle has been a huge problem for his team, and he misses the punch.
DatWaffle barely makes it out alive.
Wario also doesn't get hit on the sign there, which is a weird thing. If he got caught on that sign, the stun animation would have happened, and he would have definitely gone for that.
I think it's most likely he's going to activate his ult.
Wario gets picked here. Yes, absolutely. He's right in the middle of the enemy team, and I think he's going to go for a kill. Yes, absolutely. He's just on this Mercy. He's on the Mercy plan.
And it makes sense, too,
Yep.
You want to get the supports out first.
D-Man Gamer is actually going to see what he's going to go after and try and stop it. DatWaffle is going to get them out of the spawn doors, basically.
Managed to take out DatWaffle.
A Sojourn and a Cat get caught up. Ice Phoenix is there to return the favor, and it looks like Hawkeye clears out at NICC from the first point. Almost their first point, 3.47. It looks like Wario is not able to get back in time, so he's just going to be forced backwards on the Emery, which is absolutely fine waiting for your team.
Especially considering Wario play of the game is high hopes for NICC. What about you?
Yeah, I think the play of the game was pretty cool, but I think Wario has to replicate it now, right? We've got high hopes, and I think he's going to try and get it. We do see that Emery is really strong here. Like, that is a lot of damage. That's about Cassidy damage before he got nerfed. And DatWaffle is actually going to jump onto that high ground there. Wario's going to go in with the ult.
And look at those kills, Luke!
This is huge. Wario is actually going to be a huge menace. Stops the Reaper ult. That's a ult cancel. That is massive. Ooh.
It's important that more hero gets a support here, though, because Emra, after his ult, is very weak. Very vulnerable to damage.
Activating Cypher.
Oh my god, and Wario is actually going to pick up a kill right now. And NICC is going to be forced in this kind of awkward position. Reaper wasn't able to properly get more than just one kill here. Ooh, and the Doomfist is actually going to pick up Tootly here.
Wario's trying to go after Jetpack Cat.
Oh my god, and the Doomfist is behind. The only reason why anyone is alive right now is because of this Mercy, and the Doomfist, I think, is aware of it.
Doomfist trying, you can tell he's trying his best to take out the Mercy.
Absolutely. He's going to go in and try and get any kind of kill, get forced into the corner alone, and he gets his free out. Oof.
Uses his ult and manages to takes out the other team's Reaper.
Wario is actually going to clean up though. He's going to try and get as many kills as possible before the time. And he gets caught by the Sigma. And there's no Suzu out of that one. As the Sigma manages to clear another kill.
Now with their Doomfist out, Hawkeye is incredibly vulnerable to the NICC.
Ice Phoenix is going to get chased down here. I think it's kind of important here that spawn times get separated. It's going to make sure that it's going to be pretty difficult for them to get back into the fight altogether. That would have been quite a bit of ult charge and a lot of damage. The Winston comes back. I think they're aware of NICC shenanigans now with Emery, right? They're going to try and stop that top ground from going, and DatWaffle is actually going to get a double kill, and Ice Phoenix is going to finish off DatWaffle, but... oh, Jetpack gets picked off! Wario is on the roll right now, and it looks like the Reaper here is going to go for an ult inside the Winston bubble, and he's not going to have anyone inside of it.
Just to take out Emra.
Toodle gets the cleanup here on that, though, making sure that it doesn't stay gone forever, and Mercy's actually going to get the res, even though the respawn is right there. Just trying to keep the momentum going, right? Looks like the Winston is actually going to contest on the corner. Hitting 3 people pretty consistently is pretty good. There's not like a lot NICC can do about it other than try and force him off the high ground. Wario gets caught out alone. That's a huge kill here for Hawkeye.
The amount of pressure Winston is putting on NICC is insane. Especially now that NICC is somewhat back into a corner.
And DatWaffle gets chased down, and all of them are put into the spawn room. This Juno got a double kill there. The Winston said hello to the stream, so you know. Oh, looks like NICC's got Wario and ShadowStep's ult, so I think this might be a double ult. Phoenix is actually going to back off, but DatWaffle gets picked off by their Sojourn.
Wario is attempting to take out Winston.
It looks like DatWaffle is going to get the revive, and the Mercy ult is going to go out. NICC is going to be putting a lot of pressure on this Mercy, and the Mercy is going to get chased down by the Winston. Not a lot Winston can do there. NICC is going to try their best to deal with the Winston, but this is just going to be a really awkward spot here to try and deal with that. Sigma is actually going to be on the point still. They're not really contesting the point, they're just clearing out supports right now.
It does look like NICC is rather close to getting to the finish, though.
Absolutely. So Winston's going to retreat back to his team, which is absolutely fair. And the Sojourn is going to have a great line of sight on this, but he's going to back up, which is kind of awkward. Oh, I think NICC sees the Sojourn in the back. They know what's going on. And the Sigma ult is ready, and I think it might go out here in this team fight if NICC can recover.
The biggest thing that Sigma needs right now is support from his other teammates in order to activate the ult. It looks like the team kill has happened.
And NICC is going to finish the objective with 23 seconds left. Oh! This is Sigma grab from hell, actually.
Sigma has taken out their Doomfist.
The cat's gonna grab someone and run away. The Reaper ults are gonna go out. The Reapers are dead? No, Ice Phoenix is still... Ice Phoenix is still alive. And NICC is gonna get cleared off the point with 2.38 meters left to go. And it looks like the timer is going to go to 0.
Mr. Antenna, that was a really close finish.
Absolutely. I think NICC has a pretty good chance of stopping this. The 0.27 meters is kind of a big deal here, actually. The Sigma did try and prevent the touchdown, but just wasn't able to get there in time, and I think that's absolutely fine. It just means that NICC is going to have to stop this final objective at almost all costs. You know, this map's been pretty great, I think, for both sides. Both sides have really shown like where the strengths and holds are going to be. That Doomfist gameplay was actually pretty huge. The ability to hold this like corner area and just keep putting them into the wall was kind of big.
Like Dancing Dong is going back with Jetpack Cat. Like Mora has switched to Bridget. Do you think Bridget's a good play on this round as well?
I don't know about the Bridget, but I'm sure it'll do great if NICC is confident in their ability to switch to the bridge off of the Moira. They do know that there is going to be an enemy basically in their team the entire time, and I think the Bridget is a response to the Winston. Right, the Brig's able to hit through shields.
And speaking of Doomfist plays, it looks like King Sheldor is going back to Doomfist. Certainly to give him an advantage during the match.
I think King Sheldor is just going to get that charge immediate, actually. And he's just going to go and try and see if he can get a backline kill already.
Looks like he's going after Sigma.
Sigma notices him and forces him to not be able to, but I see
like-
that Reaper.
Yep.
He sees that Reaper. He might try and get this isolated Reaper. Reaper's kind of dipping into that pathway he doesn't want to dive into.
Mercy looks like she's trying to help out Reaper, which puts Doomfist at a disadvantage, unless he can take out Mercy.
Absolutely. Looks like the Mercy here is just going to take their rounds to try and stop. And the Doomfist is going to try and catch the Mercy off. Wario is actually going to get forced back along with D-Man Gamer here off of that play. The Reaper is up top.
Lots of pressure is getting put on Mercy to help support her team. Everyone's rushing in at once.
Looks like Toodle is going to try and protect as many people as possible with these armor packs. Not a lot of damage going out from Toodle, though.
Look at that kill!
It was a good bop, I think. But NICC is kind of reeling right now. Like, a lot of people are, like, way far back right now. Ooh, Cassidy misses the flashbang, and the Reaper forces Cass back. And it looks like the Cass is just going to play around the corner with the rest of their supports. Kind of aware that the Jetpack Cactus is not going to be able to heal through a full Reaper ramp up, right? And it looks like too. DatWaffle's actually going to jump off this high ground, which I'm a little bit surprised. I think this high ground hold with the Reaper has actually been a really substantial thing.
Like King Sheldor switched back to Winston.
I think King Sheldor's Winston has been doing a great deal, actually. So this makes absolute sense.
They've shown
And
remarkable prowess as both Doomfist and Winston.
notably, the Winston stealing the large health kit could be a pretty big deal depending on what the circumstances allow, right?
Looks like he's going after Wario. Going after DatWaffle.
Wario's gonna get grabbed by him off the ground. Unfortunate for NICC.
It looks like Winston's going after.
ShadowStep
he
is
gets
not
the
gonna get the
kill.
revive, and DatWaffle's gonna get a triple though. So NICC is going to try and stall out the Winston here. And it looks like NICC does have the heals, and the Winston is going to get forced to retreat. And it looks like 190 and does get the heals back.
It does seem like a particularly risky move for the Reaper. Winston. Without support.
Absolutely, but I don't think you can afford to just give point right now. So, and NICC's been doing a great job of holding that high ground.
That is true, Mr. Artana. They've been doing holding their boundaries.
Looks like NICC's just gonna kind of take their time to recollect themselves here on the objective.
Looks like there's only a little over a minute to spare. If NICC can hold this, then wins in the bag for them.
NICC also has to note that the Winston has yet to pop their ult.
That's true.
Right, Winston ult is going to have the ability to do a ton.
It looks like Winston's trying to go after Wario. DatWaffle.
DatWaffle is actually going to be a really hard pick for them to deal with, just because of the matchup, honestly.
And now it's Winston going after Sigma. Do you think it's likely he's going to activate his ult here?
No, I don't. Well, unless his team gets forced. If things start going south in the team fight, they will absolutely. But the Wario chase down lets me know that this first point's going to go straight to them. Notably, NICC did a great job of wasting as much time as possible on this first point, which makes a large difference here, because they are kind of like in a difficult spot to deal with them. Winston's going to clean up the Mercy though, and NICC is just going to have to give first point here.
We see Sigma attempting to try and go after Ice Phoenix. Looks like Hawkeye's achieved the first objective and now has 2 minutes 30 seconds left to try and get the next objective.
Hi to the stream, I guess. And it looks like D-Man Gamer is going to be forced back. His team's not really there for him, and this Winston is rolling right now. Winston with the Mercy Pocket is pretty scary. Or not Mercy Pocket, sorry. Constant heals from Juno and the cat. 2 minutes on the clock.
But Hawkeye achieving the objective, it looks like NICC is doing a great job of being able to hold them back. DatWaffle is currently getting boosted from Mercy.
DatWaffle knows what's going on. This is absolutely a Reaper ult in the making, and it looks like he's just gonna wait for the Winston to go out and go for it
And
right now.
There
Pretty
he
big.
goes.
Does get a kill, actually. That means Ice Phoenix has ult, and he's not going to be facing another Reaper to try and burst him down.
Looks like Ice Phoenix has their ultimate ready.
Looks like Jetpack Cat is going to grab the Sigma and bring him off the cliff.
You know, when it comes down to it, Jetpack Cat's ult is deadly.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially for a cute little cat like him.
I think the, oh, absolutely what I thought was going on. This is a triple kill for Ice Phoenix, and that is going to be second objective straight away to Hawkeye.
Do you sense a POTG in the making?
That is definitely a play of the game. Like, no way. There's a 4K with a triple on the ult. Someone would need to get a penta in order to get that out. NICC is going to force them to retreat a little bit. I think NICC is going to wait for them to get up to the corner to try and contest here at this hallway, right? But Winston has a significant advantage in this hallway just for the reasons we've been seeing this Winston go to. He's able to play around that high ground and the low ground. This may be a Winston ult, just might try and knock people into the cast. It is a Winston ult, but the cast is already popped. He's just going to go after supports, and the Brig is going to push him back just a little bit. Those 2 seconds could mean a lot. He does manage to pick up the Brig, and it looks like his team is not able to follow up on his kills.
It looks like DatWaffle is trying to go after Winston solo.
DatWaffle is not going to continue to go after the Winston. I do know. Oh, they met each other. Right. DatWaffle is almost back at ult, which is pretty big. That Reaper health bar almost went down.
Teleport to the top. Definitely saved his life right there.
NICC is just going to keep feeding this Winston.
Yep, looks like Winston's trying to go after Mercy.
Absolutely. The Winston is going to die for it, but the Juno is going to be there to clean it up. It looks like Hawkeye is going to be free roaming right now, and the swap here is pretty big. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be a Mauga game. I'm glad we don't have to watch the stalemate. But it is Orisa swap. Kind of in response to Wario, you're not really allowed to run Winton into Bastion very well. Bastion's going to be very big here. I think his burst damage potential is going to be huge for when they try and walk up. The scary thing here, though, Ice Phoenix could get the jump on the Bastion, and that could just mark the end for NICC's like defense, right?
DatWaffle has his ult ready.
DatWaffle, I think DatWaffle is going to go for a play with this ult. We've seen it in the past. We know that they're going to try and go for something, at least 2 kills.
Or if he gets to lower ground first.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Hawkeye is gonna leverage all of these ults here together. Looks like the Reaper is going to TP in and pop ult, managing to pick up Jetpack Cat and force the Orisa away from supports. It looks like Ice Phoenix is also gonna pop ult, which managed to pick up Deutmeyer Gamer, and it looks like Reaper's managed to pick up kill. It looks like King Sheldor is alone, and he is not going to be able to get picked up as NICC takes the second round. 2-1, NICC's favor.
Considering the last game they've had, this is a major improvement.
Absolutely.
Smart placement, everyone all around the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And here we see Ice Phoenix with his well-deserved
play of the game. Absolutely. I think this corner, I think everyone knew it was coming, right? No one saw the Reaper ult for a really long time.
The minute I saw that, I just knew that was an ult for the play of the game.
I think it's interesting, both teams spec'd into the double shotgun blast for Reaper. It's pretty strong right now. But we're going to catch everybody after a short break. they'll pick entrance. Hello, welcome back. It is me, Mr. Antenna, and I'm still with.
Mr. Bones.
And we are on Coliseum for push. Ban on the Winston and a ban on the Mercy. What do
Ban
you
on the Winston
think?
is a smart idea, but being allowed to have Anna back and Doomfist creates quite the advantage for Hawkeye.
I would like to take this second to absolutely just note that immediately we get to see that swap. The Doomfist and the Ana.
Looks like D-Man Gamer at Sigma will have to make heavy use of his shield in order to help support his team. And we have Wario jumping into battle immediately, attempting to start the robot.
Wario is quite the ways away from the rest of his team.
It's a risky move. Will it pay off?
There is no payoff. The only downside is that you could get picked off by this Doomfist. This absolutely terrifying character, Doomfist.
This looks like Totally is bringing in Zenyatta.
Oh, alright. Zen actually does manage to dodge the Doomfist. I think NICC is kind of ready for the Doomfist right now. An anti on the Sigma is going to be a pretty decently large deal if they could follow off, but they just aren't going to be able to with the Doomfist dead, and it looks like the shield, or the bot, is going to go in NICC's favor immediately.
It looks like Sigma and...
DatWaffle is much further ahead. This is a very difficult game. Very difficult game for the Doomfist to get the entrance into. I think this little area is going to be a little bit better. And I think the Doomfist is actually just going to gun for Poodle here in a minute. After ShadowStep, maybe. ShadowStep is going to manage to escape it. And the Doomfist is going to get chased a little bit.
Yep. Oh. DatWaffle is attempting to go after Doomfist.
Doomfist is halfway across the map from the robot right now, and he manages to get back to his team before DatWaffle does, so... I don't know, a chase is very difficult to prove. And it looks like DatWaffle is almost going to get picked off entirely here. He heads back into the middle of his team, and he does manage to get picked. It looks like D-Man Gamer is going to be pretty much the only one left.
Hawkeye takes possession of the robot, and all 5 members on the robot make it smooth sailing from here. Do you think NICC has a chance of taking the robot back?
Absolutely. I think NICC has been keeping this Doomfist in mind for a while.
Especially with the combination of Sigma, Emra, and Reaper.
It appears like there is a game pause. It appears that a player has frozen in their game. So the match is paused. I think we're going to cut here for a short minute just to wait for this technical difficulty to pass, and we'll be right back. And we are back from that technical difficulty.
Looks like everything is going to be smooth sailing from here.
It appears like one of the players on Hawkeye crashed just for a moment.
Yep. Don't worry, we are back in the game, and it looks like we are currently congested with the robot. Looks like NICC has more players currently on the robot.
And it appears like we are going to see the E button go off for everybody. Everybody's pressing the button. Except for Dancing Dog and King Sheldor, which is huge, actually. The nano boosted Doomfist ult could be devastating for NICC.
Lots of pressure from both sides, but currently NICC has possession of the robot.
ShadowStep is actually going to force Doom ult out, and DatWaffle is going to catch it.
But King Sheldor is currently attempting to go after DatWaffle, and it looks like he managed to get the kill. Looks like Wario is also taking out Ice Phoenix.
D-Man has actually managed to reach the point. We got the forward spawn. NICC manages to catch forward spawn before the Doomfist can get back, which is actually kind of big for NICC if they can stop the point from reaching mid before D-Man Gamer respawns.
Waffle currently has his ult ready, putting NICC at quite the advantage, and it looks like Hawkeye is pushing the robot back towards the center of the map.
D-Man Gamer is actually going to get that forward spawn, so it was absolutely worth it for that forward push. The Sigma ult is ready and in. That's the Phoenix is gonna get caught by Wario. Actually, it's not even gonna touch the ground. And it looks like the Doomfist is in once again, trying to put pressure here on ShadowStep.
And once again, lots of pressure. Currently, NICC has possession of the robot. Looks like it could get taken at any minute. Looks like it could get taken away any minute, though, Mr. Antenna.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how I feel about this. He is basically solo here on this bot. Oh, and it looks like NICC is going to manage to finish taking control of the bot. It does appear like they took care of the Doomfist as he's playing Ramatra right now. Just for those who might not have caught it, when we do bans in Overwatch, it is banned for both teams, not just one team or the other. Whereas in like Marvel Rivals and other streams like that, they are banned for one side. Anyway, back to the game. Hawkeye is actually going to try and use the Ramatra to get back on point. The Suzu is actually going to allow the Ramatra to catch back up in speed. And it looks like NICC is going to be temporarily forced off the point, but they are going to catch the Ramatra alone.
A good attempt from Ramatra, but NICC has once again taken control of the robot. Looks like Emra has activated his ultimate, and it's attempting to go after that
Soldier.
Yep.
Yeah, that is Soldier. But it's kind of difficult here. Yep, Wario is going to finally catch the Soldier. It's going to be pretty important, actually. I think that delayed spawn could make a pretty big difference.
Antenna, who do you think is most likely to win play of the game this round?
Depends. We haven't seen the end of it yet.
That is true.
Once we reach the end of it, then absolutely. We do actually catch several different ults. It looks like the Kiriko ult for Hawkeye is going to last just a tad bit longer.
Looks like there's a lot of pressure on Kiriko right now to heal her team. Unfortunately, Kiriko has been taken out.
That's terrifying. A Ramatra with the attack speed bonus.
Especially with Ramatra with his ult ready.
Absolutely. The ult won't be forced out into DatWaffle. So, This is what I've been talking about. DatWaffle stood there and accepted it because the stutter spawning wasn't going to be worth it. Right? He wanted to respawn with the rest of his team or pretty close, right? And so, how Hawkeye's been fighting, NICC would just let it happen, right?
Do you think it's most likely Ramatra's going to activate his ult here?
Oh, absolutely. The Ramatra is going to go in for this ult. There, yep, here we go.
Yep.
Right on in. And no ult press.
Really?
No alt button press. They didn't need it.
Hesitation on the ult there, but to be clear, like you said, you managed to get them all out without needing his ult.
That's 100% the reason, and that is going to be a team kill on NICC. Notably, that was a pretty strong ultimate to use on that.
That was.
So, NICC just didn't have the support ultimates used back. They were kind of using that final push, like NICC was trying to win the game.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a great mistake because it looks like Hawkeye is close to getting on the forward spawn.
Absolutely. NICC has to touch down if they want to stop forward spawn. And it looks like DatWaffle, the gamer is actually going to go down and try and deal with it. Did he hit anybody with that ult?
I think he did.
Reaper ult gets 2 though. And the forward spawn is not achieved. And it looks like the Reaper is low on health, but isn't going to catch the
Looks like Zenyatta is offering his Orb of Tranquility, or Orb of Harmony.
The healing orb.
The healing orb. That's a much
healing orb.
better. Yep.
Yeah. And it looks like Reaper's not going to be able to finish anything off. We get to see some Sniper Reaper gameplay.
Any Sniper Reaper game is pretty impressive.
This is a pretty interesting spot to be at right now. The sleep is pretty warranted. I think a Reaper in front of you is going to do that. Oh!
Looks like Ice Phoenix has taken out that waffle.
I feel like this is an ongoing rivalry between the two of them at this point, right? And NICC's not going to get forward spawn here, which is a pretty big deal, I'd say. And also, the tank is the last one killed, which means that he is further behind a lot of the time before.
Which puts NICC at a heavy disadvantage.
Notably, the bot is going to touch forward spawn here.
It does look like Ramatra, Sojourn, and Kiriko have all their ults ready on the opposite on Hawkeye's team.
I don't think NICC is going to get that forward spawn stop. That NICC is just going to give it. So
it might be easier. It would be easier just let them have it and then try and push back.
I'm pretty sure you can cancel the grasp if you press the button a second time. So it's very interesting that it keeps getting held out on a Ramatra who's punching. NICC is going to get the team kill, but also notably, Hawkeye's going to get that forward spawn, right? And that forward spawn is a pretty big deal.
NICC has taken back possession of the robot.
The forward spawn makes it so much harder to get further back with the robot, right?
Looks like Ramatra's wasting no time getting back into the game, trying to attempt to face off Sigma.
Once again, going to catch a Sigma, or not Sigma. Once again, going to catch a Ramatra who is in punchy mode into the middle of his team with that grasp.
Ramatra does have his ultimate ready though.
And it looks like NICC is just going to get caught again. If it goes into overtime and NICC clears the bot, then they would still have it because they are further in the objective. NICC reaching 40 seconds. Hawkeye, as long as they take advantage of this, NICC is going to be playing pretty passively, and if they farm up enough ults, this end game could be pretty devastating. Dancing Dog notably has ult, and the Ramatra has not used ult this game. I think it's going to be used as an extra charge of the punch. The Reaper ult here is actually going to be pretty big. It's going to catch off Ice Phoenix, who needs to build their ult right now. And the King's Solar is actually going to get the nano boost. He's going to go straight in for those supports, and he's going to pop Suffering.
He managed to get both Emra and Kiriko going after Sigma.
Sigma's actually almost going to get him with DatWaffle. There's not a benefit to just standing here and taking it like there is for Doomfist, and it's actually going to fail to take the point. DatWaffle is not going to touch it to stop
DatWaffle
the
is barely
overtime.
alive.
And it looks like overtime is going to continue here, as DatWaffle is not going to be able to stop them here with that damage. DatWaffle is going to go here for a flank. It looks like King Soul are swapping the ball just to try and get back at all.
Stick to the robot. It's almost ours.
And it looks like there's a stall from the other of the wall, which is pretty interesting. The ball is going to stall for as long as possible.
Comes rolling in.
We see Transcendence go out, and that is the end of the game. NICC wins the 4th round.
I believe so, yep.
I think that is the last game.
Congrats to NICC. Congrats to Hawkeye for trying their best.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yep. And congrats to King Sheldon for winning the play of the game as Ramatra. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning into us tonight.
Absolutely. I think both teams did great. NICC shows amazing
It's a great improvement from last game.
Oh, absolutely. I hope that both teams continue to do great in this tournament. And I think we're going to catch them and you guys later.